What's today's date? 14th November 2024. I went to the Lord yesterday holding my phone and opening to my book 20 cryptocurrencies that will make you a millionaire. And as I was holding, I was just thinking about how did I miss the days of Bitcoin? How come that even in 2010 I did not hear of anything cryptocurrency till 2020 when God gave me visions, and 2021, the book was written in 2021. So the prophecy about this coin is in the book which was written in 2020 or 2021. And I was just asking the Lord to show me a coin that can do well like Bitcoin. Then suddenly I saw a vision, and in the vision I was in a gathering, and in a gathering they were comparing Bitcoin with another coin, and all that I heard them saying is that this coin, which I'd already seen in 2021, would become like the next Bitcoin, for it will sell. And I even heard that warned the body of Christ that they should go into it now and must not miss this opportunity for kingdom transfer. But the first letter I saw was X, and the last letter I saw was P. So when I saw XP, I was confused. But as I was beholding the vision, it looked as if there were other two letters to it. So that was the end of the vision, and I began to pray into it more. Then today I was asking God questions. The Lord, you know, as part of my 10-year development plan on my financial goal is to become a millionaire. So I'll be able to help many as I have done for the past 25 years. Then it was clear, and it was like a lecturer holding something like a stick in his hand and comparing Bitcoin to the coin. And now I saw it clearly, and it was XRP. And it was XRP. And the Lord said, warn the body of Christ that they should take advantage of what is going to happen to XRP within a period of 10 years. And said, let them know they should not think about tomorrow. They should think in terms of future. They should not think about daily bread. They should think about what can make them impact nations and change condition. And he said to me again, XRP. And the vision, I was arguing with the angel of the Lord that how come that when he showed me XRP in 2021 or 2022, 2020, he did not tell me this. And he said, because this is the time. And I asked why. He said, by that time I showed you the coin, it had even gone up. Someone should check my book, the price of XRP. When you check my book, you see that I put the price there. So it has gone up. But now it has come down. Let them cash in now. Let them go now. It's when you just open the 20 you will see it. It's there. Do you have the book? Have you opened the book? Let me. If you can't find it, let me find the book myself. Ripple. On the 30th of April 2021, when the Lord showed me, XRP was selling at $1.57. And today, XRP is below 80 cents. 0.82. The one I bought my own, it was down. When I bought my own, it was down. So it is now below 90 cents. My brothers, this is the vision I saw. And I saw two other currencies, cryptocurrencies too. Cardano and Decentraland. I am done for today. My last crypto announcement, I will make it on Saturday. And that I'm done for cryptocurrency for now. If all I have said, if you will take advantage, you will do it now. So one XRP is below 12 Ghana cedis. Let me come below 12 Ghana cedis, or around 12 Ghana cedis. My brother, the Lord said, tell the body of Christ to take advantage of it. Tell the body of Christ to take advantage of it. And tell them they should not think tomorrow. They should think in terms of the future. Tell them not to think tomorrow. They should think in terms of the future. And as you get it, get Decentraland or Mana. Get Cardano. You will come back and say, Prophet Bernard, I thank you for your God.
Hello y'all, once again welcome to the channel, and today I'm going to show us how this particular prophecy from Prophet Bernard ElBernard is going to even happen quick, or going to manifest quick, before even 10 years. Though according to the prophecy, he said within a space of 10 years. Okay, so XRP being compared to Bitcoin, and currently the price of one BTC is approximately $83,000 as at the time I'm doing this video, but then it has hit about $120 in the past month. Okay, so that's Bitcoin, and in the space of about 10 years Bitcoin should actually hit $1 million per Bitcoin. $1 million per Bitcoin. And you know, the maximum Bitcoin number of Bitcoin that can ever be in existence is about 21 million Bitcoins. And as of today, the total Bitcoins that has been disbursed is, I think, 19 million number of Bitcoins. So you know, Bitcoin is gaining value almost every now and then. So we are projecting that by the space of about 10 years from the time the prophecy came, Bitcoin should hit about $1 million. Okay, it should hit about $1 million. And now XRP was being compared to Bitcoin, so the price of XRP should actually skyrocket. Okay, currently XRP is, as at the time I'm doing this video, it's $1.9. Yeah, $1.9. So this is a very prime time that we can actually invest in XRP. But then I'm going to show you the reason, or the main reason, why this prophecy might manifest even quicker than we even think. Or let me say, the price or the value of XRP is going to escalate, is going to skyrocket, okay, within this 10 years space. So I personally am projecting that within 10 years, if XRP be used to compare to Bitcoin, then within 10 years at least XRP should be somewhere around at least $10,000 per XRP. At least $10,000 per XRP within the space of about 5 to 10 years. You know, I think now we have to inculcate this into trading analysis, especially with crypto. You know, with every form of trading, we have the fundamental analysis, where we consider the news, messages, political, you know, involvement, and government, securities, and a whole lot of things. Then we come to the technical analysis, whereby we do our trend lines and do things on the chart to actually know where to enter and close trades. And I think it's high time we involve prophetic analysis. So you can consider this video I'm doing as a prophetic analysis, not necessarily a technical analysis or fundamental analysis, though they might have some one or two involvement. Okay, so back to XRP. Now, the reason why I believe the value of XRP is going to appreciate so much is that as of today, this day that I'm doing this video, it's on the 22nd of November 2025, and in the financial systems, they are changing from one system of communication even to another. So they are changing from Swift system of communication even to ISO 222. Now this is a messaging system. Okay, it's a messaging system, and with Swift messaging system, it's like when, let's say, someone, it's a cross border transaction actually. So let's say if someone is in Ghana and wants to send money to another person in Canada, the person in Canada will give the bank details to the person in Ghana. So let's say the account details of the person in Canada is with EcoBank, and I'm in Ghana, I save with Ghana Commercial Bank. So I go to GCB and I tell them that, okay, I want to send this amount of money to this person having an EcoBank account in Canada. So I'll give the details of the person's account to GCB, and they will send a swift message to the bank, to EcoBank in Canada, and tell EcoBank to give the amount of money I want to give the person, even to deposit it to the account of the person. And now GCB in Ghana will just send a message. They are not going to send any money to EcoBank. But what happens is that with any bank, or with most banks, okay, that use the SWIFT system, they have some amount of money, billions of dollars, that are stored in foreign countries. So like with GCB, probably maybe they have an amount of money already stored in Canada. Okay, we call it a nostro account or vostro account. So it's a money that is already there in in Canada. So what happens is that as they send the SWIFT message, the EcoBank over there will now go to the nostro account of GCB. Then they will do the deduction. They will take the money there. So with some of these things, it shows where there are loopholes when it comes to the financial systems. So for example, let's say GCB, banks actually use the monies of customers to do a whole lot of businesses, and they use it to do some investment, get some money, share the profit, give some interest rate and stuff like that. But then if such huge amounts of monies are being stored in countries, some being stored in Canada, some being stored in UK, some being stored in China, it has to be diverse. And with the SWIFT system, actually about 11,000 banks are registered with SWIFT. So looking at how monies are transferred from one country to another, it's kind of hectic, and there are lots of delays. So if you are trying with the SWIFT system, if you are trying to send money to someone, it may take about 3 to 7 days before the person can get the money physically, because even some information that are detailed are exempted with the SWIFT system. So with the SWIFT system, it's just like the sender's name, receiver's name, and the amount of money. But with the ISO 222, it is a more detailed messaging system across banks. And with the ISO 222, because the informations are detailed, the money is processed very fast, and it is speculated that people won't spend a lot of time to get access to the money being sent to them. Now that is what ISO 222 is doing to replace. And this year, from this day forward, 2025, 22nd November 2025, from this day forward, most of the banking systems have started using the ISO 222. And with this form of communication, every detail you need about a transaction is in there, like the tax information, the purpose of the money, the destination, a whole lot of things. So no bank anywhere can actually be delaying payments, trying to do some investigations and all those things. Everything is already on the ISO 222 messaging system. Good. So you can see that when you project into this ISO 222, what they are trying to solve is that the time frame for transactions to be actually perfected. Now, back to XRP, or why I think XRP is going to stand the upper chance to, actually fit in this particular system. So, XRP has a whole lot of advantages that I think when banks consider or are going to consider, it's going to even make money so easier to be transported or to be sent or transacted cross-border. So one of the importance that XRP has is that it settles money within the shortest possible time. Within 3 to 5 seconds, someone can send XRP from one place even to another. So with the traditional banks, just as I've explained already, it takes about 3 to 7 days before this international transfer can be successful. But with XRP, it is very fast. And because it is very fast, it is less risky. It's for better customer experience and also cheaper operations. every bank will want any form of transaction to be so fast and sudden that the receiver has already gotten the money. Any information they needed on the transaction has been, put in place, and all those things, because it cuts a whole lot of risk. So if XRP can do something like this, then banks should be ready to actually work with XRP. And one thing too you should understand about XRP is that it's a project that was made for banking systems. It was a project that was made for bank systems or banking systems globally. So it's a crypto project that they made for cross-border transaction, even amongst banks, you see. Good. And the second thing is that, having said this, that it's made for this cross-border payment and cross-border banks, most banks can actually solve some real payment problems, because XRP specifically is created to help banks move money internationally. So they can send it even without necessarily having a Nostro account or a Vostro account. One thing that every bank wouldn't want to do is for money to sit down idle without doing anything. But with the SWIFT system, they have to, keep some millions and billions of dollars even at certain countries just for international transactions sake. They have to keep the money there. So even if they need the money to do other stuff, they can't touch it. It has to be just there, idle. Meanwhile, they might actually need that money to be doing a whole lot of things. But with XRP coming into the scene, all those things won't be needed anymore. It won't be needed anymore. So, for example, if let's say someone is in Ghana and wants to send money to another person in Canada, okay, just like the scenario I cited initially, this is what is going to happen. When I go to GCB, what GCB will do is that they will take my money and they'll convert it to XRP and send the XRP directly to the person. They'll get the person's address, they send it to the person directly. And or they can even send it to the bank, because XRP is for, banking systems. So GCB will take let's say if I'm sending 2,000 Ghana cedis, they'll take my 2,000 Ghana cedis and they'll convert it to XRP. And now they'll send the XRP to EcoBank in Canada. So when EcoBank get the XRP, what they'll do is that they'll now convert the XRP to Canadian. They'll convert the XRP to Canadian dollar. Then now they'll call the person to just receive the money. So simple and fast. No need for a Nostro account. Okay, no need for a Nostro account. And with this one, it saves the banks from a whole lot of things, because you end up, because transactions are cross country, you have to almost have a Nostro account everywhere in the world. You have to have that account. You have to have money deposited in most accounts, and it will be there. If it's in China, you have to have money in China. If it's in UK, you have to have money there. If it's in America, US, you have to put some monies there. And it makes the whole thing so stressful. But with this ISO 222 and XRP in conjunction with them, there is no stress at all. No need for saving any money anywhere. So even if it is dollars that you are sending, they send the dollar. When you go to your bank, the bank will convert the dollars to XRP, and the bank will now send the XRP to the other bank that you are doing the transaction with. And now that bank over there will convert the XRP even into the currency in your country, and that's all. The money is processed and you get your money instantly. And because the ISO 222 requires the details of, the detailed information about the transaction, either from the sender or the receiver, and XRP is created for interbanks, it will make things easier, because XRP can actually provide some of this information to make it user friendly, or to make it friendly with the banks to actually communicate through or do the transactions through XRP. So you see some of the problems that XRP is actually solving when it comes to some of these things. And one thing too you have to understand is that the cost for transactions even on the XRP system is very, very cheap. It is very cheap. One of the reasons why it's cheaper is because for the traditional banking system, you have to pay SWIFT fee, you have to pay correspondent bank fees, you have to pay FX, the forex conversion fees, you have to pay liquidity fees. But XRP drastically reduces all of these costs. You can send huge sums of money, and just a few amount of money will be taken from you. And even with this, miners are not even involved. With cryptocurrencies like BTC, Bitcoin, before you can actually send Bitcoin or do a transaction with Bitcoin, miners will have to confirm. Miners will have to confirm the transaction before it will be successful. So that makes Bitcoin kind of expensive. It makes it slow and consumes a whole lot of energy. But XRP is already pre-minted and validated by nodes. And node means that the computers that are involved with this, on the blockchain, every computer is a node taking record of every transaction that is going on. So by reason of this, miners are not actually needed, and this makes it so cheap and fast. So it's cheaper to be used, it's environmentally friendly, and banks will actually begin to use this system of transaction. And that is where I think the value of XRP will start appreciating. So the thing is that when all these banks are now using XRP to foster cross-border transactions, then it means the market cap for XRP is going to actually increase. It's going to go very high, and that is what will bring value to XRP. And that's what's going to let XRP rise to $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000, and so on and so forth. So so it's all about the banks now. And with bank transactions, we are talking about trillions of dollars transactions worldwide. If all the banks in the world begin to use XRP for cross-border transaction, because of how it's fast, cheap, and also its other features like the Ripple net. So if all these things are in place and banks are using it worldwide, then this is going to be a different ball game altogether. This is going to make it gain more value and make a lot of people who have already invested in XRP, it's going to make them rich. And so coming back to the prophecy, that is where I believe they are going to be comparing XRP to Bitcoin, because XRP will be like a global bank transfer system whereby almost all the banks in the world will be using. But then Bitcoin is Bitcoin, and it's a golden coin that people will want to invest in for long-term investment and stuff like that. So I believe in the context of all those things, that's when the comparison will be coming. So today XRP is somewhere around $1.9. It is the best time you can invest in XRP. And now the ISO 222 has started from today, 22nd November 2025, and you can't miss it out. You can't miss it. You have to be a partaker. You have to be a partaker. So please, if you've not invested in XRP, and with this mode of transaction, it's not only XRP though that is able to do foster this transaction among banks. HBAR, XLM, XDC, they are all part of it. They all play equal roles, but I think XRP stands tall even amongst all these coins. So get more of XRP. Get more of XRP. And I know that, as the prophecy said, it's a way that God is going to use to transfer money even to the church, lots of funds even to the church. And since this is a divine agenda, then I think we have to actually put ourselves in it and also take the benefits Okay, let's make the prophecy more beneficial even to ourselves. So I decided to put some of these things together to let you understand the times and seasons in which we are. And one thing too about Ripple or XRP is that it's able to provide a software that banks can plug into easily. Banks can actually use them easily. They have other software. So maybe banks will not just use XRP by itself, but XRP will provide the software solutions. And now they have it like RippleNet and also on-demand liquidity (ODL). They have it now, and these are plug-and-play systems that allow banks to use XRP seamlessly with their existing infrastructure. And banks, we are in the technological world, we are in the IT world, so banks will prefer technology that requires little change. So something is already there and they have to just do something little in order to fit in and let the system run so smoothly and better than before. So these are some of the reasons. And one thing you should understand about Ripple is that the creators of XRP or Ripple, they did it together with a whole lot of other people. I mean, a whole lot of team. It's a teamwork. Banks were included, governments were included, payment providers were included, financial institutions were included, and the end users were also included. So this makes it different from coins designed only for investment or speculations. There are some coins that are designed just for investment, like Bitcoin is for investment. If you want to invest in, use your money to do a form of investment that will be more profitable, it is Bitcoin. Get some Bitcoin. Currently Bitcoin is around $83,000. Just buy some Bitcoin because it's going to hit about $1 million. So even if it's $100 or $10 per month monthly, just put it on your schedules. Okay, put it on your budgets. Actually, put it on your budget. Every month you are investing in this amount of Bitcoin, and trust me, it's just a matter of time. In about 6, 7, 8, 10 years to come on, you are going to really be a millionaire. So let's take advantage of this. And as the ISO 222 has started from today, I believe that even getting to the end of the year, so many banks will start thinking about XRP. They will start thinking about XRP, and I won't be surprised if the value of XRP increases to about $10 even before the year ends. Yeah, even before the year ends. Considering what is happening today, we ought to be like the children of Issachar, understanding the times and seasons. So I just believe that the value of XRP can hit $10, if not more, before the year ends. So let's all wait and see. But I believe this video was a blessing to you, and so you are also going to take advantage of all of this. So yeah, that's XRP for you, and I believe it's going to happen so fast than we even thought of. So God bless you. Stay safe, stay connected. And anytime you think about XRP being used by banks, know that they will consider it because it's fast, it's cheap, reliable, energy efficient, and designed specifically to help banks. So XRP will stand tall. And when banks know that there is a system which can help them not to be keeping money in other countries sitting there idle, then they will want to use that particular system to make transactions so smooth. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, you can like, you can share, you can comment, and subscribe to my channel. So you can turn on the notification so that anytime I am done with the video, you'll be the very first. I upload a video, you'll be the very first person to have access to it. Thank you all. Shalom.